Good morning. This is WXON, Detroit, Michigan, beginning another day of scheduled telecasting.
Good Monday morning, everybody. We've got a great show planned for you after the intro, of course. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this morning. We've got our Subscribe Star up and running as we work on remonetizing the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Channel memberships will be back soon. We're going to be uploading content over on Subscribe Star this week if you wish to join there, folks. Stay tuned. The program starts in less than 2 minutes.
Yes, sir, we promised you a great main event here tonight.
Andre, the China WrestleMania!
Hulkamania is running wild.
My God, what a the world is watching.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it.
Muted. I was muted. Good Monday morning. This is a typical Monday start for me, folks. We had a great weekend here on the channel. Saturday night's main event was absolute. I know I saw that Godzillionaire. I'm not muted now, am I? Am I still muted? Hail, everybody. I started out on a rather auspicious note there. Started muted. Hail, Godzillionaire, Papa Cotton. Good stuff. As I said, Saturday night's main event was fun. We ended up afterwards going and playing some Mario Kart over on AngelousDraven's channel. As me, Tony, his wife, my wife, Draven, Runner, Vinny and Chris were there. It was a lot of fun. We'll be doing more of that as the channel. As we move into summer, I got to grab me a capture card, but we're going to do that. So Mario Kart was a blast. Vinny at one point said I sounded like Joe Pesci, which is par for the course when I'm playing video games and I get screwed over. Which, it's Mario Kart. They say, that game costs so many friendships. I just look at it like this. That shit is fun. That shit is fun. It's good, to be able to get out there and just, hit each other with turtle shells and lightning bolts and all that stuff. It was a lot of fun. But no, we've got a lot to talk about this morning, and we've got about another 24 minutes to get to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I think we should probably get on with the show, don't you? But then again, we gotta do our due diligence here and pause 10 seconds for station identification.
TV 20, WXON, Detroit.
All right, our top story of the morning is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Nothing will ever top what I just watched. Marvel fans disappointed after James Gunn's MCU departure following Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, I did take my son to see this because my wife was supposed to. She was under the weather on Friday, so I took him to see it. I understand, how I didn't want to, but like I said, you have a kid and, what are you going to do? What am I going to tell him? No, sorry, dad doesn't want to go see it, so you got to suffer for me. No, I play along. And like I said, on, I think it was Friday after I jumped on the wrestling show, I was talking to Draven and them. I didn't think it's the greatest, thing since sliced bread, but comparatively to the other MCU dreck that's come out, it wasn't intolerable. I will say that. There's a friend of mine saw us last night, and we're going to talk about the box office because as far as that goes, so far, this is on pace to pretty much destroy anything and everything that Marvel has released since Endgame, box office wise. I don't know if this will have Doctor Strange 2 returns by the end of its run, but then again, stranger things have happened. No pun intended. What up, Clone Geek? I'll watch the film sometime. Is the animal stuff as dark as they make it out to be? It is. The Rocket and Lila and Floor, and I can't remember the other one's name. Teefs. Teefs was the sea lion with a built-in rear wheelchair. Yeah. Sorry, son, we're fighting the culture war. You can't complain about Guardians. No one even knew that comic book existed before Marvel made the movie. See, that was the thing. I'm not gonna talk about its relation to the comics because I never read a Guardians comic before I saw the movie, and I have a couple of the old ones, and that's because I got them from my father-in-law who was like, "Oh yeah, here, check these out." Gave me a couple to give for the kid, and we read them. But no, completely different dynamic in the books between that and in the movies. Which they're changing the team after this movie. And, spoiler alert, I think it was one of the end credit scenes. Yeah, it was one of the end credit scenes. I think it was the post, not the mid, where they basically said that the legendary Star-Lord will return. So they're not going to end Chris Pratt's involvement in the MCU, which as somebody who likes Chris Pratt and what he stands for, outside of Hollywood, I say good for him. That is a win for, a guy who is leans towards the conservative side of things as Pratt does. I was a little disappointed with the soundtrack in Guardians 3. Yeah, that was for me. More what I was interested in is what are they going to do with the soundtrack? Because the soundtrack to the first two were absolute bangers. I bought the vinyl of one, and actually that's because I know she's not listening because she's at work. For Mother's Day, one of the things I'm getting my wife is the all the other records because it's I have the compilation of volumes 1 and 2 on vinyl. So I'm going to buy each movie because they just released the soundtrack to 3. So I'll pick all 3 of them up on vinyl because I listen to a lot of records. So Guardians 3 box office is going to be interesting in the long run. It's actually doing well in China. Yeah, we're going to, like I said, I want to get to that. I'm curious about the tone that Gunn will bring to Superman. Did you hear that Crypto will be in it? I didn't hear that. I didn't. But yeah, it is interesting to look at it from that perspective now. Tonally, how is he going to handle the Man of Steel based on what we have in our last cinematic iteration, obviously, Cavill under the DC, but yeah, it'll be a completely different character, honestly, without Cavill in the role. But yeah, the tone, Clone Geek, is an interesting point to make. Brutal Morningwood, good morning, sir. Poor Groot. Marvel gave him a look worse than a lot of cosplayers can make. Oh, that even my son mentioned that. Literally, I'm not even joking, not making this up. He says, why does Groot look so funny? I'm like, well, it's a different character, and they probably wanted to save money on CGI. But no, he looked terrible. Yeah, it just, yeah, the character, and he says his first line in it, and they made a big to-do about it being the movie with the MCU's first F-bomb. And I forgot to mention this the other night. So the scene where they do the F-bomb, Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, and Nebula are getting into a car, which they've taken. They're on Counter Earth, which is like basically a planet of, it's almost like Planet of the Apes, but they're all kinds of different creatures. And Pratt and Nebula are getting into the car, and he says to her, he's trying to explain to her how to unlock the door. And it goes back and forth for about 10 seconds. And then he's just like, who does he say? She's like, what are you? He goes, you open the fucking door. And that was it. It was Chris Pratt that delivered it. Yeah, it is the planet of Dr. Moreau, Godzillionaire. I do wish they'd use Vin Diesel for mocap on Groot. I don't know who did the mocap, if it was Sean Gunn, because I know he does a lot of the mocap work for like Rocket and all that. So I'm not sure if it was him that did Groot in it. Probably. I'm surprised Gunn is allowed to work disgusting scandal that doesn't affect Hollywood elites, huh? No, it didn't. It didn't. And I am shocked that, can you pick up on my sarcasm? Shocked that it hasn't affected James Gunn more. Counter Earth, yeah, that is, I mentioned that comment. That is the planet of Dr. Moreau. But so I don't. Okay, so saying that this is the best, what is this? I'll never, nothing will ever top what I just watched. I don't think it was that transcendent of a movie. I really don't. I don't. It wasn't that good. As far as saying that nothing that I watched will ever top that. But then again, we'll take a look over here, and I understand, we know Rotten Tomatoes is kind of skewed, but this is funny right here because we have 81% from critics and 95% from the audience. 14% swing to the side of the audience here. But like I said, there was I have a few gripes with the movie overall. The first Guardians is the best one, Clone Geek. I mean, the second one has its issues. I don't dislike the second one as much as Tony does. I didn't think it was god awful, but it was definitely a dip in quality after the first one. That is absolutely 100% true. So 95 audience, 81% critic score here. Not too bad, but I mean, I'd say, which one? Like I said, I gave it about a 6 to a 6.5, I'd say, out of 10. So not the worst, not the best. But we'll go over here. This is the box office right here. 114 million domestic, 168 million international, 282,100 for the just the weekend now. Mario is bound to, take a slip. He had already cracked $1 billion. I mean, that movie's got probably quite a bit of time left in the theater in its run. But this one, I thought the runtime was a bit bloated too. You know, the whole, oh, everything's got to be, 2.5 hours if it's a Marvel movie. Nah. I will say that it did hold my kids' attention, which is good, because for younger kids, the attention span usually is not there, but it held his attention. He liked it. I could tell, like we talked about earlier, some of the darker themes and tones of the animal experimentation. He wasn't particularly fond of all of that. Just because, he's a very empathetic little dude, and, he loves animals. So, he's like, why are they doing this, Dad? I'm like, well, it's part of the, it's part of the movie, it's part of the plot. They need to do this. This is how Rocket came to be. So, they gotta show that. So I did think the High Evolutionary was a good villain, because we're normally given these villains that are redeemable in some respect. There was no redemption for him. It was strictly madness. So there was no redemption for the High Evolutionary, which works better for me, because you can have villains that are just evil. I miss the days of 90-minute films. Yes. 90 minutes is for most movies. 90 minutes is a perfect runtime, because you don't want a movie that insists upon itself based on a runtime, unless, it's really, really good. And unfortunately, we're not getting a lot of movies that are really, really good. So therein lies the problem. Into the Spider-Verse Part 2 is going to be 2 hours. I'm not going to watch it. And I enjoyed the first one. The animation style is absolutely gorgeous. The voice work was really good, but I really don't care. I don't. Miles Morales is Miles Morales. He's not Spider-Man. He's never going to be Spider-Man. Peter Parker's Spider-Man. I know you've got all these other Spider people, but none of them are Spider-Man. So that'll do it for Guardians of the Galaxy. We'll talk about it more at length tonight on the big show at 8:30 Eastern. We are going to step out momentarily, but we will be right back after these commercial messages.
This magician's career began at the age of 6 months, and in 1983 he created the illusions for Earth, Wind & Fire's international tour. Monday, PM Detroit meets with Harry Blackstone Jr. for a demonstration of his talents. Then we'll take to the skies with a first-time wing walker and talk to a couple who travels the country wing walking at air shows. And we'll take a look behind the scenes of one of SeaWorld's most popular attractions, the Trained Dolphin Show. Monday at 7:30 on Channel 2.
So here we are over on Bounding into Comics. The Ninja Turtles. The Ninja Turtles are black now when they are in human form. I'm sure this article will have a photo of them, which was absolutely hilarious. Here it is right here. Here's the panel right here. Man. Oh God, holograms. They're on holograms here. This just goes along with them trying to say that April O'Neil was black back in the day, which is absolutely hilarious. You've got the original, and Jeff from World Class Bullshitters did a wonderful video on that, really getting into the lore of how the original April O'Neil wasn't black. She had a perm, and which doesn't necessarily denote blackness. The 80s, my mom had a perm. My sisters had perms. Guys got perms. Guys are getting perms again now, which, if you got the hair to do it, more power to you. It's cringe for the sake of cringe. And then the online defense being run by weirdos who are so caught up, and you're just racist. No, the Ninja Turtles aren't black. They even in the original cartoon, when they got transformed back to human, Michelangelo did. He was a white dude. He was like 5'7", 5'8", white dude with a Hawaiian shirt and like deck shorts. This obsession with blackwashing characters is pathetic. It really is. What's up, Brightest Day? Hey, old brother. Welcome. Clone Geek says, the only thing I'm interested with Across the Spider-Verse is if the rumor that there is a live action moment where the store clerk from Venom shows up is true. You'll have to let me know. You'll have to let me know because I'm not watching it. I'm not going to watch it. So I'd be interested to see if they actually did a live action segment in there. I'm tired of the trope that smart people wear glasses. Right? This makes sense. This makes sense. Brutal. You get to be black. You get to be black. You get to be black. Everyone gets to be black. That's basically the media now. Except if you commit a crime and, you know, then on TV they'll lighten your skin if it's CNN. But, you know, what oh, God. The Turtles are now black guys with no last names. Hail Draven. We're talking about the Black Turtles right here. Yeah, I mean, look at this. I'm hooking you both up with a couple Tricera squeezes with anchovies and capers. Dudes, Ernie's a freaking wizard with a blender. That's disgusting. Is this a Power Rangers? This is a Power Rangers crossover? Yeah. What the fuck? So, I just... What am I supposed to say to this? Like, what? Splitter goes to get smokes and doesn't come back, and the Black Turtles. He's out of line, but he's right. So, Godzillionaire. Is that during? Yes, it is during the Power Rangers crossover, Draven. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's just. This is like the kind of shirt that Michelangelo wore in the cartoon. He was the guy on the left here, the why people guy. Yeah, he was wearing that kind of shirt in the cartoon. Yeah, they're black coated. Oh no, they're not. I've met tons of black guys named Michelangelo and Leonardo and Raphael and Donatello. Wait, isn't the one guy from Georgia Raphael Warnick? Yeah. So there's one, I guess. What is this now? Yeah, this is just... That's just lazy. It's just lazy. I don't know, folks. I don't know why. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. Like I said, that was like they're trying to say April was black, and she's not. But hey, you know what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? The powers that be want to, you know, like I said, Little Mermaid's black, everything's black, black everything. Yeah, they should be Asian. I always pictured them as Italian, honestly. Now, when you get into the lore a little bit more, and you're like, oh, okay, so their names, you know, obviously painters, artists, things like that. So it's like, yeah, it makes sense if they were Asian. But again, they're turtles, so I mean, racially ambiguous at best in human form, you know. But who said they need the turtles to be in human form, though? That doesn't make a lot of sense. They're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, not Teenage Mutant Ninja, you know, humans. They're turtles. So, I mean, it doesn't matter overall, but I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the damn thing they should just not race swap characters. It's lazy. It's lazy and insulting. But that's just my 2 cents. Again, like I said, what the hell do I know? We're gonna come back with our third story of the morning. We've got next up, we're gonna talk about replacing Spider-Man, folks. Yes, a replacement for Spider-Man has already been found by Marvel. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? They're gonna replace Spider-Man. Oh God, let's see here. We'll be right back after this.
Giuseppe, what is that place? That's the famous Babalo Island, Mario. Look, these are the new Fort of Fun. That's just for the little ones.
Let me look.
Holy moly, the new Falling Star ride.
Come on, give it to me.
And look, all brand spanky new. Here, Mario.
Come to Bablo and share the fun.
Mario, wait for me!
Pablo tickets available at all AAA offices in Michigan.
So Marvel has found and confirmed Phase 5 has found the MCU's Spider-Man replacement. That's a fun headline, isn't it? I knew you guys would get a kick out of that. Yeah, they're trying to erase the world's smallest minority. Exactly. And that's white people. Teenage Mutant Ninja Basketball Americans. And so Dion Green will play Shotgun Spider-Man. Marvel Phase 5 already has confirmed Spider-Man's MCU replacement. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is true. Tom Holland, remember Tom Holland saying that they need a more diverse Spider-Man? Yeah. It happened with this. This has already happened with Iron Man and Riri Williams, the braided superhero. Riri Williams, folks. Yes. Yeah. Right here, Kamala Khan is taking Peter Parker's place in the MCU. No, Sony. Sony owns most of the rights to Spider-Man. Marvel shares the rights to the character with Sony. Way to comment yourself right out of the MCU, dumbass. Yep. I know you guys remember those. You remember those comments he made, which was utterly, like I said, that's just utterly ridiculous on his part. Like, you've got a guaranteed role. I mean, the kid's like what, 20 something. He's not 30 years old yet, I don't think, or he might be, but even if he is, I mean, he's got unlimited time to play that role as far as, you know, his youth goes, you know. Is that the reason for this? You know, I don't know if that is actually the reason for it, are his comments, but at the same time, I mean, it couldn't have helped with him saying that, oh, because remember, he was renegotiating his contract and he said that, you know, it's time for somebody else. I don't want to be playing this role for the next 10 years. And next thing you know, we see articles like this. So, yeah, it could be the rights too. But yeah, this is okay. So this is funny right here because the first trailer for the Marvels showed Kamala Khan changing places with Monica, leading her to meet Nick Fury, and her reaction is what confirms she's taking Peter Parker's place in the MCU. Although initially terrified as she was suddenly floating in space, Kamala reacted enthusiastically when she saw Nick Fury, even asking him if what was going on was an Avengers test for her. Kamala's excitement is reminiscent of Peter's when he met Tony Stark in Captain America Civil War, and later the rest of the heroes from Team Iron Man and Team Captain America. And they both left adult superheroes wondering what to do with young and overly enthusiastic hero. In addition to that, both Kamala and Peter idolized one specific superhero, Captain Marvel and Iron Man, respectively, with Peter now becoming a street-level hero in the events of No Way Home, pushing him to become a more mature superhero. Kamala will be taking his place as the youngest and most enthusiastic hero within the MCU. See, they're not completely replacing him, but as the youngest Avenger, Spider-Man mistakes. I don't see, and this is the thing, I've never seen Miss Marvel. I've never watched a second of Miss Marvel. That show wasn't made for me, therefore I'm not going to spend any time watching it. Yeah, like Draven said, she's an insufferable fangirl. That's all the character is. Having had to do some homework and read a couple of the Miss Marvel books, just randoms online, it's terrible. It never sold. If you look at the Comic-Con numbers, it never sold. Nobody bought these. It was a shit character. This is another one of those post-2014 characters, you know, America Chavez, Miss Marvel, that nobody gives a shit about. You know, nobody cared about. Nobody wanted to see. Nobody wanted to see her in live action. As many people want to see Kamala Khan as they do Riri Williams. And if you don't get that joke, go ahead. I'll wait. It's sick. It really is their obsession with this. Males are just evil. Males are terrible, bad, horrible people and must be replaced. They're targeted at an audience that doesn't read comics. And therein again lies the problem, is they take these ideas and they turn them into, they bring them forth into the world, and nobody wants it. They're soundly rejected. And then everybody's bigots and racists and, misogynists and homophobes and all this other ists and phobe and isms that go along with this kind of bullshit character. So that's, I don't see them replacing Tom Holland. They're not going to replace Tom Holland completely. He'll still be Spider-Man. They've spent too much money on him not to keep him on as Spider-Man. But with that being said, there's nothing to say that they're not going to bring in a younger character like the Kamala Khan and try to make her outshine him, which is what they did with all these, Johnny-come-lately female characters that they've ushered into the MCU. I almost said that other name that's just cringe. So, but yeah, that's the third story we had for you today. Let's see, we have anything else here? No, we've been going for about 32 minutes. So I got to get to work because I've got some chainsawing to do. I am going to go cut some tree limbs down and start getting my garden together. I got a big garden, so I'm going to start working on that. I got, like I said, fire up the chainsaw. I've got some, I've got some other tree limbs to chop out and do some. I got to go get a rototiller and do all that. 'Cause I'm gonna plant a garden. It's pretty nice. Still got the sprinkler heads over it. Yeah, so I'll be working on that, getting ready for the show. We got the show tonight. We got. We'll do 5. I'll try to do 5 of these. I hope we have a leather face. I don't have a leather face mask. I seriously thought about it. I was like, maybe I should order a leather face mask for this and turn it into a short. It'd be funny. But yeah, so what else do we have going on here? We're gonna try to do, it'll probably be 4. I think I scheduled 5, but we might have to move the Thursday show just because I have to substitute and I might have to go do some lawn work at my dad's house. I want to try to get my car out this week too. I got my 85 Olds I got to pull out that's still been in storage, which I haven't even put it in my name yet since I bought it for my old man. So I got to do that. The Secretary of State's a joke. Like ever since COVID, you have to make an appointment to go in, but every time I drive by the parking lot, which is like 3 times a day, there's never anybody there. So it's funny. It really is. I really hate government. I do. F it. Cast Michael Cera's Luke Cage and let's watch the world burn. Yes. I am completely I'm completely in favor of that. But yeah, here's I'll post the link in the chat here, folks. Here's the subscribe star link. If you want to support us over there for the time being, cool. You're free to. Like I said, we'll be uploading content over there. What we're going to do is we're going to do some commentaries, and we're going to upload them there for you guys, and things like that aren't available that we're going to record off air, kind of like we did with the member stuff. So that'll kind of be the home for members streams. God damn it, Papa. I don't have time to cure the skin. But yeah, so there's the subscribe star link if you want to go over there and support us. Cool. If not, don't worry about it. I appreciate everybody showing up for the live streams. Yeah, we've got a great show planned for you tonight. Hopefully we'll have a full complement of all the horsemen on hand, and we'll go in more depth on box office. Tony and I actually, like I said, we saw the movie, unfortunately. So we'll have some thoughts and we can do spoilers. We should do like a spoiler review and do that as members content. But yeah, so this week, like I said, 4 to 5 morning shows, depending on how my schedule plays out later in the week. I'm going this weekend to Indiana to hang out and get my ink done, with Nelson the Psychopath. And Wednesday night, we got Holy Shit News. I'll be on the Geek Getaways channel tomorrow evening over on Geek Getaway with Tony and them over there. I'm looking forward to it. We'll be talking wrestling. And Thursday night, somebody invited me somewhere. I have to look back through my messages. So somebody invited me to a stream somewhere. But as we've been going here, we've kind of gone over the time here. Let me thank everybody in the chat. A few of you showed up this morning. I remember we'll be doing this about this time. It's going to be 9:30 normally because I want to do like the morning drive kind of deal, 9:30 to 10. But like I said, I was having computer issues this morning, and my computer would not let me log in. It wouldn't accept my PIN, and it said it was due to failed login attempts. And I'm like, I don't even know what the hell they're talking about. Unless in my sleep last night, I came down here and tried logging on and couldn't remember the login, which I had my other computer. I was working last night on the Monster Squad review. I watched it again yesterday, and I'm working on the review for that, writing the script, and I'll be putting that together this week as well. So thank you, Godzillionaire, Papa Cotton, Good Stuff, Clone Geek, Brutal Morningwood, Brightest Day Audiobooks and Science Fiction, AngelousDraven. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. I am Etep Okuyan from the Place to Be Reviews. I've been here with all yous. If I don't see you, have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. We'll catch you on the next one. We'll leave you with some words from WDIV4 in Detroit.
Go for it, yeah, then go for it. On the Muppet Show, we're going to have some wonderful music and comedy, and our guest star is Mr. Bob Hope. Bob Hope. Bob Hope. Bob Hope. Bob Hope. Look at this.
Followed at 7:30 by Dance Fever with Angie's mom, Doris Roberts. The Waltons, John Walmsley. And rock star Frank Zappa.
Diane, the chicken, and kid, dynamite!
Go for good times weekday afternoons at 4 here on WDIV Channel 4 in